I just wanted to do a tape L2 and tape review here on my trade on CLOV. It was basically a breakout up on the daily, and it was a momentum play going up here, and I wanted to show what the tape looked like and how it looked bullish for a period of time. And then I felt like there was a change in the L2 where the asks started to go away and the bids started to get bigger below it, and that was sort of my hint to partial out some more, so more reasons to sell. So here is CLOV. It's doing a bit of a compression here, so I'm getting long here for a breakout with volume, which is what happens. If you look at L2, I have the bigger orders, anything over 50 highlighted, and so you can see the asks are really populated all the way up to $13, which is only 20 cents higher than what it is right now, but still way more supply up there waiting, whereas on the downside you can see it's a lot less populated. So that's exactly what it does. It definitely starts ripping up with volume, filling those orders. And let me fast forward a bit here. So you can see these big orders being filled, 1290, 1295, and it breaks through 13. And right here, I'll just pause it. You can see all these huge orders that came through really just in the last minute. So this happened this was from 1290 all the way up to 1302. And you can see volume really changed here. So you had this pretty decent volume, and then boom, you had this almost another breakout type of volume, which is a good sign of like a compression breakout or a high of day breakout with volume. Is you want to see something like this. So I partialed there, but if you notice, there's still, the L2 still looks good on the ask side. So it's still bullish in my mind here. Here I scroll down and you can see down at 1340, 1350, really big asks. And if you look on the bid side, there isn't really anything waiting down there. So it's still really bullish in my mind. And I sort of target my partials at these biggest areas. So like 1325 has the biggest order. So I want a partial somewhere around there, maybe a little bit before it. Because sometimes price can have trouble getting through this whole thickness here of 1320 through 1327 because of all that supply. Let me fast forward again, because there is a point where the tape changes, or the level 2 changes, and I think it's a good reason to sell or start to get out. So we did have a bit of a pullback here, but this wasn't the pullback really. This was more of a, I mean, we did have a shooting star on pretty good volume, which was a little scary, but then we have this pullback on lower volume. We still have asks sitting here up at 1320 and higher. So I'm going to fast forward. So it starts going up. See, it's still going with good volume. I'm going to fast forward here. Okay, so we start getting up near 1350. So right here, right, we still have plenty of supply, 1340 through 1350. It easily gets up there. And then right here is where it starts to change. I start to see a change. And right here, 1330, a big bid starts to sit down here, which it's only, 12 cents below. However, we just hadn't seen anything like that until right now, right? We hadn't seen anything in like the hundreds on the bid. Only maybe like between 50 and 100. So that was the first sign that this thing might be turning around. The asks are still pretty good, but this is the first signal on the bid side that there might be some weakness showing up. Plus we're at the $half level coming up. Plus there is a daily level right here on the chart. And then I feel like 1360-ish was like, there were like 5 or 6 days that all had a daily level around that level. So I don't know why my level isn't on there, but 1360 was like a really good level. So this general area right here is going to be you know, I'm looking at the tape to see if there's signals there too. So this bid is getting bigger, by the way. 369. There's another one showing up at 1335. So even though price is still going up, bids are starting to show up more. So we get through, let me back up really quick. So right here, we just ripped through 1350 where it was a ton of orders. If you notice, we didn't get anything huge above 1350 yet. It just kind of stopped at 1350. The asks are a little bit less now, and look, the bids are starting to get even heavier. And I scroll down and I don't see, look, there's like nothing really that huge at 14 bucks here. So that's like the first sign that there isn't a ton of supply now waiting. And look down here, we have a bigger supply at $13. So now we got, so now we have orders sitting all the way down to 13, bigger ones. So that's a good sign to start getting out. And so I end up partialing another 50% of my position here. And it does end up turning around here. So right here, 1350. So these bids are just showing up more and more now. Get out of half. And then it really goes down. So right here, $13. We're getting closer to 13. A lot of orders there. And even underneath 13, there's some. So really that would have been the best part. I think price did end up coming up again. And of course, I added in some. And thought I could get a little bit more out of it, which I think I did. I think, yeah, I mean, just because it turns around up here doesn't mean it's completely done, or obviously it might not be done at all, but a lot of times this could be the first signal, and it can get another, you know, one like half 50% pull, come back up. And so I did get another little move up here, but and you can see 1350, there is some orders up there. So there was some dip buyers in here, but it eventually faded, and the bids and the shorts. Okay, so here I guess it did get up even higher one more time. Let's just see here on the tape. Okay, so now 14 looks really good. So once it broke high of day or got closer to it, we must have had a ton of buyers get in here and then want to sell up here, which is what I did. So I don't think it makes it to $14 though. So because yeah, you had this good volume and even better volume on this shooting star, which really shows selling pressure. Oh man, it almost gets to 14. I forgot that. So that was pretty much the move. That move, and then we saw those bids start to show up. Price really pulled back, and then, you know, it pulled back all the way to this previous resistance, which now became support, and it was the whole dollar where there were a lot of supply. So then it was another leg up, which was good. Huge supply sitting at 14. It almost got there, but definitely selling pressure coming in on the, you can see on the chart, you know, even though there was awesome supply at 14, you could just really see that maybe there wasn't enough, just the buyers were starting to give up here. So these are really two good signals to start to partial or exit. One was when we got up here, bids really started stacking up. It was a good time to partial here. And then, you know, you can use your patterns and levels here to enter like I did, which a lot of other dip buyers did. And then again, you use, I think here you use a little bit more of the candlesticks and the patterns to get out, because you had a bunch of supply. And then, but then you had these clear selling wicks, with all this volume. So it's a little bit of a patterns mixed with volume, charts, candlesticks mixed with volume there. So thanks. That's all I got for this trade.